Our session name is Your Passport is No More a Secret. Today, the digital system is so much woven into our daily life. We depend on digital systems, not just for work or communication. We depend it on for money, for health services, for accessing basic technologies. So when the system fails or are misused, the effects are felt immediately by the ordinary people. So this session is not just about technology. It's about how digital systems are designed, who are they designed for, and how responsibilities are shared between the individual and the institutions. And we are looking forward to explore cybersecurity as a question of public trust, everyday risk, and governance, rather than a very purely technical process. So my first question is, it's a very curious question, sir. So we have uploaded our photos in our Facebook accounts. And when these photos resurfaces after 15, 20 years and all, we're really embarrassed sometimes, okay. But that embarrassment is very harmless. It is not going to affect us in any other manner. But nowadays, we are updating our very private informations to the AI chatbots like ChatGPT or Gemini. We are talking about our everyday habits, our emotions, our insecurities. And I'm very curious how this is going to affect us after 15 years or maybe 10 years. Because there is a kind of deep profiling happening here about our identity, especially age-specific identity. What we used to think at this particular time of our life, or what our insecurities were. So, how harmful is it? If you could answer, sir. Both of you can answer, yes.
At the outset, very good morning to all of you. On behalf of Kerala Grameen Bank, I welcome all of you in this MBIFL. And as Madam told, whatever information we are sharing on the WhatsApp, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, it is not this information we are sharing, but as per the government's these rules, DPDP Act, now it is in the pipeline, and in certain segment it is implemented, madam, for our audience also. If any information that we are sharing to on a digital platform, it should be consent-based disclosure to the public. Means without consent, they cannot use this information to the public. So this we have to go by this DPDP Act, and it is very we can say it is a very strong act for disclosure anything to the publics. What information we are sharing to any digital platform, consent of this information provider, it is very, very important. That nobody can misuse this information what we are sharing to digital platform, but we have to ensure that the digital platform that we are using, it should be as per our regulator, as per the government policy, and it should be not be fake, and it should be not misguided platform. So that we have to take care of by sharing any information to any digital platforms. Sir.
Okay, what is happening 10 years, 15 years before, when we are posting all those posts of Facebook or whatever social media was existing at that point of time. So we were not concerned about what we are posting. It can be anything. It can be personal, it can be our political messaging, it can be our emotions as well, our way of conveying our emotions. So that has changed in the last few years because of AI. Now every social media platform, what we don't understand is, there is AI integrated into every social media platform. So whatever you are posting, that's being analyzed. At present, what I say is we are still better off. Right now, what we are posting, people think, most of the people at least, think what they post, what they ask. So the content what we post is being curated. Our personal content, what photos we post or what videos we post, we think and post. But the same we would not have done 10 years before. So all those data, but are being used by the AI. Used by the AI in these platforms. That's why I'm saying you need not go for a chat GPT or Gemini. Even ordinary, any social media platform or any public platform for that matter uses AI. In government systems, we use AI now. So you need not even speak about the private platforms. Everywhere AI is being used. If you go in Google search, what do you think? Everything, whatever data you search, that is being analyzed. That is being analyzed. So what is being done is, like you said, a deep profiling, not alone what a person is at, for example, at 17 years of age, what he posts, at 25 years of age, what he posts, 35 years of age, what he posts, and what he likely, what is his preferences. He going to be at 40, 45, 50, 55. So each, that is being predicted, and those content is being given, marketed to you. So that's the danger. So your raw behavioral data of old is being misused to completely monitor you. So the monitoring is the previous part. Previously also the monitoring used to happen. But now your whole, your preferences, your hiring patterns, everything, even political, what we see, if you have seen a recent post by German foreign ministry, they have posted that advisory, they have given a specific advisory to German citizens traveling to US. That means your social media profile are being monitored, are being completely monitored. That's the advisory. So countries are doing it. Countries are doing it who are traveling, even persons traveling to a particular country. What are their political preferences? What political posts are they making? So that is the kind of danger what AI in these kind of platforms and the government, even the government mechanisms which they are being using. So that is why there is a protection needed for about that. And also the platforms. Whatever platforms are commercial based, what you can see, whatever be the platforms, they are not based on your privacy. They are all based on commercial aspects, how to monetize your data, including your behavioral data. And that's where the problem is. So, of course, the countries need to wake up. Globally, we need to wake up and then address these problems vehemently so that we keep asking these questions to the government, to the private companies who manage these platforms. We need to keep asking these questions. Only then they will be made more responsible. So that's my answer to it.
So, sir was talking about consent. So, on that note, sir, like we teach our children that we should never sign a document without carefully reading it. But nowadays, we click I agree multiple times a day, maybe to use a filter or to watch a movie or to hear a song. So, and this digital services are also designed for that speed. Okay, so they don't really expect us to carefully read and then agree on whatever they are telling. So my question is, if this is the mindset how the digital services are built, can we really say that people are giving informed consent? And when data is misused or something goes wrong, is it fair to place the responsibility mainly on the users?
No, here I would like to answer, madam. If anything that we are using any platform, first we create our perception, whether this platform is beneficial for us or not. Suppose any person is approaching for bank for taking loans. And if he is approaching in the banks, if he is signing the documents, that person is not reading out what is the content of that documents. But being a public sector enterprises, whatever document is meant for these customers, it is as per the guideline of regulators. There is no any hidden agenda, there is no any misguided content, and there is no unethical content in these documents. So that perception is very much required. Suppose any platform we are clicking, and we are believing that it is good for us. So once this term and condition is coming in the last leg of this platform journey, immediately we are clicking I agree with the term and condition of what it is there. Even we are not going through what they have written there. So my appeal to our this user, first we have to create one perception about the any platforms. If that platform is as per our policy, guidelines, regulators, then we have to trust on that platforms. And if we are going for clicking this term and condition, at least don't be so hurry. We have to go by the step by step the content of that term and condition. Then we have to click. And if we are clicking, actually, if it is this platform is passed through our regulators, Government of India, service provider, I think they meticulously follow up the content in this term and conditions. So if we are accepting this term and condition, some this liability also pass on our service provider and user also. If we are going to select any this term and condition, it is our duty to go meticulously of the term and condition. Then we have to accept. I agree with the term and conditions. So it should be on the part of regulator, Government of India, service provider and user. If anything that we are clicking, it is our onus and it is our responsibility to go by this term and condition, then we have to click. Only for the short time benefits and not only for the grid. I can say many of the people are getting cheated due to the grids. They want and they become this immediate benefited by this any scheme if any guideline is there. So don't be so greed, and we have to go by our civic sense and what is the ethical practice is there. Then we have to go by this clicking the term and condition. But first you develop your perception about any platform, then we have to go by this clicking the term and condition, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay. So my next question is to Prakash sir. Sir, when we talk about cybercrime, we think of hacking and financial scams, etc. But there's another kind of cybercrime happening: online romance scams. So, more and more people are turning to AI chatbots when they are lonely, where, they want to talk. Yeah, so, and they are also very prompt in answering your emotions and queries. So what happens is, when manipulation happens through emotional trust rather than technical intrusion, how well do existing cybersecurity laws or frameworks actually address this kind of harm?
Good question, Aiswarya. So the present cybersecurity framework globally addresses only two things. Addresses only data integrity and system integrity. So that's not what's happening in romance scams, whether it is by a person or AI or any means. What is happening in romance scams is, in fact, the problem of emotional integrity. So that is nowhere in the cybercrime laws, legal framework, otherwise even the cybersecurity framework. It's not there. It's not there. So it's totally about data. Whether it's based on whether somebody intrudes a system. Somebody is going to intrude a system. Somebody is going to lose money, financial losses. It's all about that. So in romance scams, of course, it's ultimately about, most of the cases about money. So they use the romance, emotional attachment, and then the money is lost. So in traditional sense, our AI, where it became dangerous, of course, AI chatbots are there, and there are some instances where that has led to, I think in the US, boy committed suicide because of that. But that's again rare. The most common form of romance scams are still people engaging for want of money. But by the time the financial loss happens, a great amount of emotional damage to the victim has been already happened. And there is no law addressing that emotional damage, or there is no systems, the platforms, whatever the platforms existing don't address that. This becomes a very, very serious issue. The traditional cybersecurity framework doesn't address actually the issues caused by romance scams, because it concerns emotions, it concerns the persons, the psychological damage caused. Imagine the psychological damage caused in a romance scam. It will be huge. That's why even now the scale of romance scam is not known to all. Because many don't come out. For want of shame, they don't come out and say that, oh, I have been cheated in a romance scam. So this is so common because of this issue. So victim feels like an accused and has a amount of shame. And this part is not being addressed anywhere. And the future cybersecurity framework and all those cybersecurity laws needs to deal with this aspect. The cybersecurity framework, what it needs to address is, okay, some kind of personal messaging, deep personal message is happening, some kind of artificial messaging, even AI, what is the advantage? A person can use AI to create a long-term emotional bonding using AI. So if a person uses AI and does that, the platform should be able to, the cybersecurity framework should be able to find that address at that stage, rather than at the stage of financial loss, which is being done right now. So, yeah, that's right.
Here, madam, I would like to supplement what sir told. This loss is actually intangible. Intangible loss. We cannot measure this, what is the term of this loss. Suppose in financial terms, some amount we can measure, but in this case, now we cannot measure what we have lost. Even people make suicide, going to deep depression, and they are getting boycott from the society. So we can assume that this is the great loss for our society. What sir told, it is like this.
Yeah, one more point I want to add. So even though AI, we are saying about AI-based romance scams, I think the people need to understand the basics of romance scams and be cautious about it. That means when sudden emotional attachment or very speedy emotional attachment happens online, anybody should be careful. In any dating, we have so many dating sites and otherwise, people should be very, 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 very careful. Now Indians are also very open to dating sites. They are on dating sites, should be careful. And all these sites, what happens, people are pushed to off-platforming. That means they are pushed from dating platforms to private platforms, private messaging platforms. And all the cheating, financial, all those things happen on those encrypted private messaging platforms. So never ever just transfer that. And these people generally don't come on in person. You never trust a person whom you are not meeting in person. This should be very, very careful. Don't send any money or any gift card. Recently, lady in Mumbai, well educated, she lost 16.4 lakhs in a romance scam. 0.4 lakhs in a romance scam by way of Amazon gift cards. She was shifted to a Signal platform. And then all the transactions happened on a Signal platform. So this is just an example. This happened reported in January this year. Yeah, this January. So like this, scams happen. Your whole lifelong savings gets lost. So that's why people need to be careful. That don't be very careful about sudden emotional attachments or online without revealing in person. And even the video chats we can't because of the AI and deepfake. You should be very careful even with respect to, because what happens, people are now stealing the social media profiles and creating deepfake videos. So you don't know whether that this is a person who is actually posting the video call. So I only want to address this to the public, that you should be careful in this. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So moving on, so we have different types of data. We have financial data, we have medical data, etc. So the thing is that we panic when we lose our something related to our financial data or our credit card, something like that. So the thing is that we can always delete our bank account or we can change our PIN, but the medical data, that is permanent. We cannot change our blood type, we cannot change our DNA or our surgical history. But so once that leaks, it is leaked forever. In the recent news, we just witnessed a massive Star Health insurance scam where the medical records of 31 million Indians were sold via telegram bots. So my question is, should we be classifying health data breaches as a national security threat? Don't you think? Like, both of you can answer that.
Yeah, it is. We call it critical infrastructure. we should call healthcare as critical infrastructure. If you all remember, 4 years back, we had a bad attack on AIMS. And all data got hacked, stolen, and systems were completely a ransomware attack. But ransomware attack aimed at stealing the data and crippling the systems. So exactly that's what. Not alone that, even in Kerala, I think data got stolen and sold in the dark web. So the health data being stolen and sold in the dark web or in telegrams and all this are happening too frequently, and we need to take it very, very seriously. It's a very, very important aspect. The healthcare needs to be part of the critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure, India takes it seriously. Indian government takes it seriously. So I think that's where we need to address it. The state governments, the healthcare institutions, everybody need to invest in this very, very seriously. Good point.
What do you think, sir?
Yeah, madam, for any data that we are having, three main principles are there. One is the confidential. Means what data we are, it is available, it should be confidential. Second aspect is the integrity of this data. Means what data it is there, it should be saved properly. And third is the make it available as and when it is required. So if out of these three, if any level it is get breached, then the service provider get punished. As sir told, this government is thinking on this one. If any data breach is there, suppose Star Health it is there. We are storing this data, we are providing this data to them. And if at their site, if anything is happening, then they should be, certainly they should be punished. And whatever cost that is involved, whatever the information that it is going to lose out from our system, then service provider, it is their responsibility, it is their onus. They have to keep all this CIA information in the data, and if any breach is at any level it is there, they should be properly punished, madam. This should be there, and we have to keep utmost care for protecting our data. It should be either in any levels, either it's the health data, this financial data, this behavioral data, emotional data, whatever it is there, we shall keep our this protection for all this data, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, sir, we were talking about deep fake and scams happening. So, for years, we considered photos and videos as a proof of which matters. But nowadays, we are having this deep fakes and AI-mediated videos. Recently, there was, as you mentioned, there was a digital arrest where fraudsters use AI to create fake Supreme Court trial on a video call. Yes, yes, terrifying professional as in doctors and judges. Okay, so and in a society where social media decides what people believe, how do we protect the public from being misled when seeing is no longer believing? Especially when it is about higher professionals like doctors, judges, even police officers.
In Delhi also this recently, this 14-15 crores they have. In Delhi this recently, madam told by this digital arrest, this 15 crores, one doctor couples, they have lost.
15 crores,
15
yes.
crores. So this is the very serious, madam, and this we can see these people should also having some civic sense. If any call it is there, that doctor they are actually NRI from the USA, and if these people are falling trap of this fraudster, we can say this wide publicity and great awareness from every level. Either it should be from the governments, from the regulator, from the bank side, from the service provider. It is required. And we should be very careful. If any call is coming, if somebody is telling this is happened to your family members, to your son, to your daughter, to your wife, how we can believe immediately? This perception and this boldness, that is required, madam. This confidence we have to develop to our customers, our service user. If such call and some message is coming for you, please avoid this one, and this is the, we can say this is the fake. It is not genuine. Don't fall in trap of this what message it is coming, and just they are creating, say. And also this government should also take in these steps. If any such type of it is there, some severe punishment, some severe this policy to be frame to protect this type of these scammers.
Yeah, you're right about that. In general, I think nobody can now believe an image or video just as it is in the present times. That's what the government is coming with a modification of the IT rules, amendments. So everybody, every platform is supposed to say it is AI modified. Any image or video which they are posting, even otherwise. So that should be mentioned mandatorily, as per the new norms that's coming up. So everybody, and there is a watermarking of all images. So there's problems in watermarking, but again, it's a basic thing. The watermarking we can do of images. A watermarking, if an image is watermarked as AI, that can be traced back. That can be traced back to where it is created. So all these things are coming up. Of course, the government is also learning. The legal community is learning. Globally, it's learning. It has been too fast. So in the technology nowadays grows every 6 months. Every 6 months, you get shocked. Every 6 months, the things are happening so fast. So to catch up with that, governments ought to ask previously the laws used to be made for hundreds of years. Now the laws has to be revised every year. So that's where we are, particularly relating to all these cyber crimes, particularly involving AI. So we need to be careful. I think any image you cannot judge. Don't judge based on any image or any video, anybody. So that's the message I want to give to the public, general public. So don't do that. My point is you verify thoroughly. Only then you believe an image or video. Otherwise, don't just believe it. So generally the thing is we believe immediately. Anything we see online, we believe immediately. And then what you see is that's being transferred not in the platforms, but in the messaging apps. You can see that it's being sent in WhatsApp groups. It's being any fake video. So you are doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Lot of damage to any person on whose basis the deepfake is being made. So that's where you need to be careful. So never ever believe image or video without verifying it. That's the advice I want to give. So that's the basic things we need to give, whether it is a financial fraud or otherwise. There's otherwise, isn't it? There is a lot of sexual harassments of women and children happening using deepfakes. Again, deepfakes are AI.
I think 2 years back, a Hindi actress, a deepfake video of a Hindi actress was out. It is related to some kind of
there are so many platforms, n number of platforms. Like we know the controversy, the Grok of X, of Elon Musk, what has happened recently, but that's not alone. There is a site called Cloth Off, you know it. So it has, I think, more than 4 million users or something. So again, these all sites are being using AI for very, very wrong purposes. So European states and UK are very, very hard on this. And people are coming with the online AI safety by design. So that means that when you create AI model or when you create a AI-based platform, you make it safe. Don't say that we created this like Grok, like Elon Musk, I created Grok. I am not caring what it does. No. You are responsible for what it does. You better create a safe systems. So I think that's where we should be more careful. Once that's done, when the platforms are being built with safety mechanisms, I think this misuse will come down, one. And of course, the fraudsters using banks or otherwise, we need to identify these fraudsters, financial frauds, what we talking about digital scams. We need to identify them. The banks need to identify these accounts and stop these accounts being used and so forth.
Actually, sir told this fraudster using bank accounts, sir. Here I want to share some information. Due to this greed, this short-time benefits, this whatever our innocent customer are there, they are sharing their account number to the fraudster. If any amount is coming, some percentage they are getting from the fraudster. In the last of that, our innocent customer, they are sharing their these accounts to the fraudster. I appeal all of you, please avoid such type of this dealing to any fraudster. Don't disclose your accounts for getting short-term benefits. Otherwise, whatever information and whatever credit and debit is happening in your accounts, it is available to the bank platform. And once it is happened, your account will be reported to the cyber crime portals, and your mobile number, your Aadhaar number, it should be blacklisted by this service provider. So please ensure that for getting short-term benefits, don't disclose your personal information, account number to any third party to whom you don't trust this one. So please very careful for these aspects. Don't fall in prey of this fraudster for getting short-term benefits, madam. This is the appeal to all our customer.
So having addressed the data breach, I'm curious to know if Indian banks regulations, especially those of the Reserve Bank of India, recognize our customers' right to compensation for data breaches, or is compensation limited only to cases where there is financial loss? Do we have compensation for data breaches, especially?
Actually, madam, till now there is no such type of this. But if any financial losses is happening, as per this latest RBI guidelines, and if our this victim is filing ombudsman complaint, then based on this bank's this service deficiency, they are making this 50%, 25%, whatever loss is there, they are asking from the banks. And based on that, suppose any transaction is happening in any accounts, huge transaction is happening. As per this RBI guidelines, we have to make the CDDD, means customer due diligence, monitoring of this account. Suppose one day 100 transaction is happening for the small amount, it exceeds the 1 lakhs. Then it is also responsibility of bank to monitor why this is happening. And once such type of transaction is happening in these accounts, we have to immediately freeze the accounts. Means we should not permit this debit in that accounts. So if any deficiencies from the banking side it is there, then RBI is coming in this, and if any ombudsman complaint is there, now they are financially they are penalizing. And if any data breach is there, also this RBI imposing penalty on the respective banks, madam. This guideline is there, but for financial loss, even 25%, 50%, whatever it is there, RBI is imposing penalty on this service provider also.
So there is no compensation for the
no, this is compensation, the financial compensation. If suppose 1 lakh it is lost by one account holder, and they are knowing that this account is maintained in some X bank, and X bank has not done this due diligence, because numerous this credit has come in that accounts, but this at the time of account opening, source of income is only 24,000 or 50,000. But all of the sudden this 5 lakh credit is there. So then why bank did not come in the picture and check this transaction and freeze the accounts? If such type of deficiency is there, then RBI is imposing penalty on the service deficiency by the bank also. So this is, we can say it is a financial compensation also. And on the broader perspective, if any data breach is there, if a service deficiency is there, then RBI also imposing penalty to the respective banks. And it is coming daily in the news. RBI has imposed this penalty on commercial bank, cooperative bank, some other private sector bank. That it is coming, madam. That this guideline is there.
Okay, sir. So moving on. So many of us have smart speakers in our home for music, for reminders, and over time they have, they feel like our own household member or something like that. So, but basically we are feeding them the daily life data. Knowing that these apps will use it and refer the data to the third parties. So how does this change what privacy at home really feels like? Are we slowly giving it up because things are useful and speedy?
Yeah, it's a serious issue. Previously, before all this, we used to have complete privacy at home at least.
Yes.
So we used to have home, for example, children can do anything, all that thing we do as children, and then growing up, the total growing up, and all those things was private. Whatever moments we had within the home was completely private. But with this, all this like Alexa, whatever you are using, all these devices which you are using regularly in the home. See, people, that is being altered, isn't it? It has become a semi-public space. The home is no longer a private space. It's a semi-public space, and where your data is being collected.
Yes.
data is collected and sent somewhere which you don't know where it's going and whom it's being shared or what it's being used. More
Somehow
importantly.
we know that also.
Yeah, even if you know, so you don't care, isn't it?
Yes, we don't care.
Because you need the utility of those devices. You get accustomed to these devices. Like you said, it became part of your home. So, and then, yeah, it adds to the convenience. It adds to the convenience which was not previously before. So once you are accustomed to the convenience, you don't know what you are trading for, and you often trade your privacy for it. So I think the people now at this point of time and even the future, these devices are going to grow. I think you will get all these AI-based robots and others working in your homes, and this all is going to happen in the future much more. Your vehicles is going to be autonomous, totally autonomous. It is going to drive itself. So everything, it is going to revolve on these AI-based systems. But again, there needs to be a balance between what is this AI-based or all this convenience and how much privacy you are trading for. And that's where the data security and data privacy legislations and impressing upon these companies not to share private data, and what kind of amount of share is being given. Some amount of transparency should be brought in, what amount of your data is being shared to whom and what. And this transparency, if you see, it's much more in Europe. If you go into Europe, any site will ask your preferences. In India, they're asking your preferences even when you enter a site, it's not there. So Europe has woken up much more than any other place I can see. The UK and Europe. I went to UK recently, Europe last year, 1 year back. Then I could see all those systems in place, much more better. And for example, UK has come with an Online Safety Protection Act. That protects you much better than any other act right now. So we don't have right now. We are coming up with the Digital India Act, which has not come. So of course, that we have the Digital Protection Act, but again, we need to come with a legislation that protects us from all this, where the data is going. So because all this data, most of the companies which are using are based in US, are not based in India. The data, all the data from our country is being transferred to another country, and being used by some organization for some purposes which we don't know. So that's where we need to be careful. We need to devise systems as a country. We need to devise legislations so that it's acted. Our data is not misused. And of course, we will not have the privacy we had 15 years back. That's just going to be, if we think that we are going to have the privacy, we need to have remove all the systems, then only then we are going to have the privacy. So, but again, okay, with convenience, we need a degree of privacy. We need a degree of privacy. That needs to be respected by all these companies. So that's where we need to put a red line. So this is where what you can have and what you should not have. So this kind of, I think we are evolving. The system is evolving. The legislation, the country, the governments are evolving. I think we will come up with systems which will have a mature understanding of what we can share and what should not be shared. And I think with that, we'll have better systems. Hope for that.
So last question. I want to know about the succession of our digital assets. Like many of us are doing trading and cryptocurrency and all. What happens to those digital assets after our death?
Madam, here this digital assets, we can say it is a cryptocurrency, whatever it is there. As per this law and practice, madam, this whatever service we are extending to our customers, it is a service for based on the principal and agent. This customer is our principal, and bank is working on the behalf of customer as a agent. And if our principal get expired, then whatever contract we are having, it is finished immediately. So once this relationship is terminated with the death of this our principal, then only legal this recourse is there. Legal this measure is there. Whatever assets are there, it should be passed on the legal heirs of this our principal, means our customers. And there is no any such type of things. Whatever the digital trading he was doing when he was alive, now it will immediately pass on their legal. No, there is no such case of there. it should be after death of this customer or principal, we have to go by our legal process to transfer whatever asset is there. It should be passed on either nominee, if that provision is there, and or the legal heirs. And we have to submit some documentary proofs. And as per this latest RBI guidelines, madam, also, now this time nominee, now they are, RBI is focusing on this. We have to ensure that nominee should be properly registered in each and every this accounts. If each and every this deposits, if any financial assets are there, nominee should be there. And recently RBI has introduced 4 nominee we can put at a times based on the percentage share of this one. So if anything happens in our financial assets, once this our principal or customer is get expired, then that verbatim it should not pass to our legal heirs. Some process is there. Then with that process, we have to go by the settlement of the whatever financial assets we are having, madam.
Thank you, sir. So the floor is now open to questions.
We have time restrictions, so I can kindly request the audience to keep the questions precise and on point, please.
So this is addressed to Prakash sir. Sir, at the starting of this talk, you mentioned about Trump is monitoring the all social media platform, search history of diaspora entering into America. My question is whether this is part of a panopticon over the sky, a satellite-like system, where the Orwellian dystopian type of Big Brother is watching. Even the diaspora is being watched by Trump. My second additional question is, sir, what about the feature of surveillance? Because what I gather is that with the emergence of quantum cryptography and no cloud theorem, the hobby of hacking will be stopped. What is your take?
2 different queries. First is a political one. So I don't know what Trump administration is doing. I think that should be researched. But I think they have systems, technology to monitor. Whoever enters, they are trying to monitor that. In fact, I think the visa systems also is based on that. Now, if you apply for a US visa, you have to submit all your social media accounts details. Everybody are mandated to, so that's what it is. For getting a US visa now, you need, even at this point of time, you need to, you're applying for a fresh visa or your renewal visa, all these details are required. And they verify that only then a visa is being issued. So that's the current status. That's what I know. How they are doing it, through satellites or otherwise, I am not sure. The second question is a totally different question. You are talking about quantum and cryptography. Of course, people are working across the world. People are working on quantum and cryptography. Quantum cryptography will change the way the whole online world functions, because all these blockchains and all these things will actually, because everything is based on encryption. Whatever is based on encryption, your e-signs, everything, digital signature, your whole thing, everything is based on encryption. The encryption will no longer be valid. Once you have cryptography and quantum techniques mastered, this will go. So you need encryption in the quantum world. So that's what people are researching. We are also, in India also, we are researching on this. Several institutions in India are researching on this particular aspect. I think China is leading on the research, but the US is also, every other country is conducting research on these aspects. And it's not going to be immediate. That's my thing. It will take several years from now for this to have a breakthrough in the quantum thing, and then complete revision of encryption norms across the online world. Yeah.
So 2 questions. One is, actually our mobile is acting as a spy, I think. That is, if I was discussing about buying a washing machine, then immediately after that I am getting on my mobile about this washing machine. So how to protect that? Another question is, nearly 4 years back, there was another scam, that is, my son's bank account was blocked. So when we went to the bank, they said that he was using this GPay, and when he paid like that, they got something, they got some information from the Gujarat police like that, and they blocked that. So when we inquired, so many are getting like that from Delhi police like that, and his bank account was blocked nearly for 3 years. Only after that it became open. So how to protect from that kind of frauds?
Yeah, now this second question madam asked, this account get blocked there. So here while opening this account, some basic information we are called from the customers. Suppose it is a student accounts, and we are knowing that this annual transaction it will happen up to 1 lakhs. And if all of the sudden this transaction is happening, suppose it is exceed the 1 lakhs, now it is in 1 day or 2 days it is happening 5 lakhs. So it is a trigger message to the bank server. You check in this accounts why this 5 lakh transaction is happening. Then and if you are knowing this series of transaction is happening within 24 hours, and immediately within 24 hours is all the funding getting withdrawal by the customers. And if it is mostly cash transaction is happening, then in that case, bank is immediately after getting information from this cyber crime or Gujarat police, we are blocking these accounts. At the same time, if that we prove that, and the bank just doubt that this may be used by the fraudster. Here question is that this layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 means whatever this fraudster amount is coming in the first instance, it is called layer 1 accounts. Subsequently from there they are putting layering of this fund to the different accounts. If such type of accounts in the later level means layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, if that accounts it is being used by the fraudster, then bank can block this account immediately. After getting all these clearance from this police, cyber authority, law enforcement officer, then we have to make this account operative. Otherwise, as per these guidelines, we have to go by this whatever law enforcement agency is there. As per their direction, we have to go. And if such thing is not happening, then we have to give the notice to the law enforcement agency for the 3 months. And if any complaint that we are not receiving from them, then we have to make the account operative and we have to make the account defreeze. Only based on this transaction, unusual transaction, we can say it is an unusual transaction, and series of the transaction, money mule accounts, we have to freeze the accounts. Otherwise, in normal due course, there should be no any fear, there should be no any scare from the banking industry. Please be ensured that your account is being not used by the fraudster. If such a case, please be confidence from our side, we are not going to freeze any accounts.
Her first question was how to stop the mobile phones from hearing whatever we are saying.
The first question, of course, whatever system you use, like Google, you use a Google for searching or use a platform to search a washing machine. Like now you have purchased a washing machine. You would have searched the washing machine's models in your Google. You haven't. You just talked about it. And you have some AI system at home. Yeah, that is the problem. See, somehow it gets into the data, either you speak, either you type, the data gets into some system, and then that data is known to some system, some AI-based system within your phone, within your device, any of your device, and then it reflects. And there is I think many persons don't know, that you can block the ad access, advertisement access. There is a ad intelligence. People sell information about you. About advertisements, people things you like, that's called ad intelligence, ad intelligence. So you can block all those things. So we can be careful in giving what kind of information we give to the sites, and we can know the settings where we can improve the privacy of our phone, other devices. So that's a way. There is no perfect way of blocking all this. Like we are talking about the balancing between the AI-based, all the smart equipments which you have at home, and the privacy part. So there is a balance required. So similarly, be careful, know your privacy settings. If your privacy settings in phone are not good enough, please improve that. That's one advice I will give. Yeah.
And this what we want now, it is highly intuitive. If anything we are putting now, immediately they are this message is pop up in our systems. If anything we are searching online, then if any other apps we are opening, then immediately it will coming to on that. So we should be very careful.
Sir, in the past 5 years, almost 53 crores digital scam. India has lost around 53,000 crores. And in 2025 alone, we have lost around 19,000 crores. That is the statistics we have. I would like to ask you why there is no system where the amount hacked from or taken out from one person's account using any different method is transferred to various accounts, immediately it is heard. Why there is no system where all the beneficiary accounts are not blocked instantly? Is there any system like that? Because it gets transferred fast. Even if you give a complaint, it takes a lot of time to settle out the things. In most cases, you don't get the money or you don't get the money in full. I can tell you one incident which happened last week with my friend. He ordered something from Swiggy while traveling in the train and paid the amount, and he didn't get the thing. He wanted to take a refund. He went to the Google search for the Swiggy site, and he got a number, called them. They asked him to download something. I think he got an APK. He installed it and he lost 1,10,000 from his account just for 200 rupees. So how can we prevent such things happening again and again? Because the government was previously informing when if I tried to call you, I was getting a message that you will be scammed. Digital arrests are taking place, digital scammers are there. Now it has stopped again. So is there any system where this beneficiary accounts can be blocked instantly? That's my question.
Yes, sir. This is a very good question, and this is the very burning topic, sir. What sir told instantly that it should be blocked the accounts, sir. Now this, as per this latest guidelines, this our regulators and government of India also they are working on this, sir. But in the most of the cases now, this layering of the account it should be there. If suppose one fund is getting transferred in the account X, then immediately from X account it is transferring to XYZ. Some layer is there. So once this information it is triggered to the bank platform, suppose this happening in the evenings, and then next it is coming to the bank platforms, and before that this withdrawal is in the cash, they are withdrawing the funds from the banking industry. So this some limitation is there, but anyhow, if that is the case and it is happening, we are developing one robust system. Once this breach is there for account transaction, if in many transactions it is happening immediately, then without any this human intervention, and it should be AI enables, immediately that account should be blocked. That aspect we are working on that, and I think it will be get readily resolved immediately, sir.
So many more questions are awaiting us, but we have time restrictions, so we have to wind up this session. As we come to the end of this session, thank you to our speakers for sharing insights that are very important in this digital age.